What's up YouTube, Zero here, and welcome to the place where gamers, witches, wizards, and superheroes unite. Today, we're breaking out our Pokeballs because we're taking on the Sunyshore City Pokemon Gym in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. The leader is Volkner and the Shining Shocking Star. When I hear Sunnyside, I think of fire. But this is actually an electric type gym. As soon as we walk in, there is electricity flying everywhere. Let's get to this first trainer that we have to battle. We're gonna have to maneuver these joints around, these gears around, so we can get to this first trainer, and easy. First round of maneuvering gears is done, but we have to take on the trainer, which has a very weak Pokemon. I wouldn't recommend using it. I'm going to utilize Drapion. Why? Because my Pokemon team is not set up well to take on electric type Pokemon. I don't have any ground type moves in my party. If you do want to take on this gym and be a little bit more effective, I would recommend utilizing ground type Pokemon, or at least Pokemon that do have ground type moves. So first I'm going to start with Drapion. Why? Because Drapion is my lowest level Pokemon and I want to gain Drapion more experience. Of course, I get paralyzed and I am paralyzed so I can't move. Unfortunate, but not the end of the world, because my Drapion is a pretty high level and pretty powerful. And oddly enough, even though the Pachirisu is an electric type Pokemon, it does have a ground type move in Dig. So very odd to see a ground move out of an electric type Pokemon. But of course I get paralyzed twice in a row. A little frustrating that I get paralyzed twice in a row, but I will continue trying to utilize moves until the game allows me to get off a move. Hopefully I don't continue to be paralyzed, and I'm able to get off an X-Scissor and finish off this little squirrel. So going into the next round, hopefully I have a paralyzed heal on me, because of course I don't want to continue utilizing a paralyzed Drapion. And it looks like the schoolgirl is just not happy with me. But let's continue to roll into the next round. First, I want to take a look at the paralyzed heal. Hopefully, I do have one. And I do. I have 3. So I'm going to use the item on Drapion because it'll be pretty annoying to go through. Let's utilize this blue first. And of course, I have nowhere to go. So nowhere to go again. Continue to move the gears. And I can go this way, but that doesn't help me. But it does a little bit. I'm going to go back out and I'm going to go up these steps. Now that I noticed this was done, I can go down here and get to the next trainer. So that's what I'm going to do. Go back around, go up the steps, down, over the river and through the woods. To School Kid Forest we go. And School Kid Forest has a Mr. Mime. The School Kid is confused as an electric type gym, and we're encountering a Mr. Mime. But that's very good for me and my Drapion, because my Drapion has Cross Poison, which is going to be super effective against this Mr. Mime. So it really worked out for me, because Mr. Mime is Fairy Psychic, so Poison is super effective against Mr. Mime, which is nice. And School Kid Forest goes down. So that worked out to my benefit for a Mr. Mime to be thrown out there. Now let's get on this next gear and just continue to move. And we have, looks like a rocker playing on his guitar. Let's see what this dude, guitarist Jerry. Jerry is looking fierce and has a Luxio. So another electric type Pokemon. Jerry is in the right place. Not sure what Forrest was doing. Ran to the wrong place, probably. Of course, I don't like Intimidate because my attack falls. Not a good start for me, but I'm going to utilize Toxic. Get some extra damage because my attack fell and I'm not going to flip out Drapion, flip him back in. I could do that, but I want to just continue utilizing my Drapion. So, utilize Poison so I can get that slow HP drain of Luxio over time. And I'm going to utilize, let's go with Cross Poison, because Drapion loves Cross Poison, and I was able to get a little bit of a drain with Toxic. Gonna drain a little bit more, so my next move should be able to take out the Luxio. I'm gonna use Knock Off to finish off this Luxio, and there we have it. I got a critical hit, even though it most likely was not needed. And what do we got? No levels increased on that one, but Guitarist Jerry is taken out. Now we have to go up more steps. My character is getting a lot of steps in this gym. So not only are my Pokemon working hard, but my character is working hard by climbing up all these steps. Now we have a Poke Kid Megan dressed as a Pikachu. Nice costume. I like it. And the matching Pikachu to come out. So she matches her Pokemon, which is absolutely awesome. Of course, I want to dress up as a Drapion for this battle, but it would have been a little too hard. Couldn't find any Drapion costumes. So I'm just going to use Cross Poison and see what happens against this Pikachu. And one hit KO because of a critical hit. But of course, a static off of Pikachu paralyzes me. Good news is we already noticed earlier in this gym, I do have 2 more paralyzed heals. So I'm going to be using that after this Pikachu. Unfortunately, that probably means this Pikachu is going to outspeed me, which is never fun to be outsped, but there we have it. I am outsped. Charm isn't going to do much except lower my attack harshly. Let's see if I can still get a one-hit KO. I can't. That harshly lowered attack makes it so I am not able to kill Pikachu in one hit like I was the other Pikachu. So I'm going to use Knock Off. I'm going to spread my moves around just to continue utilizing different moves. It really doesn't matter too much. My attack harshly falls again, but I should have enough left in the tank to take out this Pikachu. Good for me, the Pikachu wasn't utilizing any attack moves, but it looks like we have another Pikachu. I'm going to keep utilizing Drapion. I'm going to be hard-headed even though my attack has fallen a ton from those charms, and I'm paralyzed. I am going to continue to utilize Drapion. I'm going to use Cross Poison, though, because Cross Poison is a stab move for Drapion and is a little bit more powerful than Knock Off. Light Screen for Pikachu isn't going to do anything. Light Screen increases the special defense, and I'm using an attack type move, so I'm okay with it using Light Screen. However, I was lucky enough to get that poison off. It's going to help me out a little bit. I'm going to continue to use my Cross Jab, and hopefully I do hit now that the Pikachu raises its evasion, making it harder to see. Unfortunately, I get paralyzed and can't move, so that is going to knock me down a little bit. It's going to allow the Pikachu to maybe get off another attack move. Good news is the Pikachu's poison, so it is taking damage. I'm going to utilize Knock Off. Hopefully on this next one, I am able to take out this Pikachu, but of course the evasion was raised and I missed my move. Now I get my attack lowered even more, but poison is slowly draining the Pikachu down, which is nice. Luckily, Drapion's love for me knocked off that paralyzed, which of course is awesome. Hopefully, I can knock off this Pikachu on this last move, and I do. Drapion takes down the 3rd Pikachu in a row, even though my attack was harshly lowered by a lot. Now we have another Pikachu, and I am going to continue utilizing my Drapion again because I am hard-headed. Doesn't matter how much my attack is lowered, I'm going to continue utilizing my Drapion and going with another Cross Poison. Unfortunately, we just saw that didn't do as much as it was against the other Pikachus. So what I am going to do is I'm going to utilize Toxic because my attack is really badly lowered and I'm not going to switch out my Drapion. The smart play would be to switch out Drapion, put in another Pokemon, but this is really going to be a Drapion gameplay video, and I want to showcase Drapion. Even with its attack partially lowered, it does still have tricks up its sleeve. I have Toxic on my Drapion, which is going to help me out, take out this Pikachu. Hopefully I hit on this next hit, because Pikachu did raise its evasion. It's utilizing agility, which is going to raise its speed. So hopefully my Drapion can hit this cross poison, and it does, which is nice. Pikachu survives with a sliver, but luckily I did utilize Toxic, which is going to take out the Pikachu, so that helps me in that regard. Hopefully that was the last Pikachu. Jeez, Megan, catching a lot of Pikachus really must be her favorite Pokemon. I can't blame her. Has a lot of Pikachus in her arsenal. Let's see who we have next. Looks like we're going to have another Guitarist. What I'm going to do, Drapion has been whittled down a little bit. So I'm going to give Drapion back up to full health. Or pretty close to full health. That's good enough. Only 7 HP down from full health. I'm going to take on this Guitarist, just because I may have to take him on in the future. So I'm going to get that XP, showcase Drapion a little bit more. There's only one Pokemon this Guitarist has, Lonnie, probably a long-distance relative of Jerry. Both are Guitarists starting a band. Not sure what music they're going to play, though. Let me know in the comments section what Lonnie and Jerry are going to play. What type of music are they rocking with? I'm going to utilize Cross Poison on this Raichu. It's utilizing Quick Attack. Doesn't do a ton to me. Hopefully Cross Poison can one-hit KO. And it does not, but it does poison the Raichu. And unfortunately, I get paralyzed again. Static is really killing it for this gym. Luckily enough for me, though, the poison takes out this Raichu. So it was almost a one-hit KO. Unfortunately, though, again, I do get paralyzed, so I'm going to have to utilize my Paralyze Heal. So for the next battle, I am not paralyzed. I have one Paralyze Heal left. Hopefully that is enough. And that's not gonna get me anywhere, so I have to do one more time, see where I am able to go. This doesn't get me anywhere either. So let's go one more time around. Does this help me? It does not, but let's go over to this one. Let's see if this helps me out a little bit. I could take on this next trainer, I can cross that bridge, and hopefully this gets me to where I want to be. So we are facing Ace Trainer Destiny. Of course, it was my destiny to face Destiny. Now she has a Kadabra, which again is going to be lucky for me. Drapion is Poison Dark, so I have Knock Off, which is a super effective move. I also have a Bug type move on my Drapion, so that is also super effective against Psychic. Not needed though, because I used Knock Off, which is again a stab move, and easily able to take out Kadabra. Another great fact about facing these Psychic type Pokemon is they're not going to have Static, which isn't going to paralyze me. Unfortunately, I have to face this Raichu, which does have Static and can potentially paralyze me, which is going to be annoying. So hopefully, keep your fingers crossed that I don't get paralyzed. Raichu uses Quick Attack, not going to do a lot. I'm going to use Cross Poison and hopefully not get paralyzed. I don't take out the Raichu. I don't poison the Raichu, but the best part of that was I did not get paralyzed. What I want to do is hopefully use Toxic to finish off this Raichu after this turn. The reason why I'm doing this is so I don't use a physical type attack to risk myself getting paralyzed. This poison should be able to finish off the Raichu, and because it's not a physical type attack, I won't get paralyzed. The poison eats away the Raichu's health, and I get out of this battle without having to worry about being paralyzed. Thank God. Paralyzing is just It's paralyzing. You are stunned in fear, or just your muscles don't want to work. Either way, we get out of that battle against Destiny and get to cross this bridge. Looks like we have another guitarist. They are really forming a rock band over here. Probably rock anyway. Could be metal. Although I've seen rappers utilize guitars. Lil Wayne utilizes a guitar in some of his music, and that's pretty cool. So it could be rap too. I don't know what type of music they are playing. Probably not jazz. You need some saxophone, trumpet to play some jazz. They only got guitars. So let's see. We got the Luxio. I'm going to utilize... Let's go with Cross Poison. Maybe one-hit KO. It was not a one-hit KO. That Luxio took that like a champ. In part because the Luxio did utilize Intimidate. So it lessened my attack. Let's see if I can finish off the Luxio with Cross Scissor. And I am able to do so. X Scissor. The Luxio goes down. And my Gengar is just gaining all types of levels. Do I want to learn Dream Eater? I do not. So I'm going to keep my old moves and continue. I have a barrel that I have to face. That's odd. But I'm going to continue utilizing a Drapion. Don't know why a barrel is in this gym. Let's utilize... Let's go Knock Off. I'm feeling some Knock Off. It's not going to one-hit KO. Barrel does have pretty stout defense. And it does have a super effective move. And also lowers my speed. So I'm going to use Cross Poison because Cross Poison's a little bit more powerful than the Knock Off. I don't want to take another hit from the barrel. And down it goes. And I defeated the guitarist. Another guitarist down. And I'm going to have to go this way. Can't jump off onto the steps, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to go to this blue. And I can go up here, but does that help me? It might help me. Let's go this way. It looks like I can maneuver down a little bit. I don't know if this is the right play, though. But I am facing Ace Trainer Zachary with a Steelix. And my Drapion is awaiting my directions. Let's see. Looks like I have no choice but to utilize Knockoff, a very random Steelix in this gym. This is going to be a tough battle for my Drapion. This is actually one where I may have to switch out my Drapion. My Drapion just is not going to be able to do much to this Steelix. And Iron Tail has been doing a lot. I may keep my Drapion because I avoided that. I might keep my Drapion in for a few more turns just to see how this battle goes. Of course, I can't use any poison type move, and I'm down to 8 HP. So, unfortunately, this is going to have to be a round where I switch out my Drapion because that Steelix is just more powerful than my Drapion. Drapion just doesn't do anything against Steelix. So this is going to have to be a Gyarados swap in. Gyarados should be able to take out this Steelix a lot more efficiently than a Drapion can. Hopefully it uses a ground type move, and ground type moves are not effective against flying. Gyarados is a flying type, so hopefully it does go for some form of a ground type move. But it went for Screech and lowered my defense. However, I should be able to do decent amount of damage with Aqua Tail, and I also lowered its attack if it does get an attack type move off. Luckily enough, it didn't have to because Gyarados came in, one hit, finished it off. Thanks to the damage done by my Drapion, now we have a Medicham. Now I want to switch back to my Drapion because my Drapion does have a fair amount to deal with this Medicham. However, it being in a HP, one hit is really going to be the end of me. So I'm going to send out my Gengar just in this battle so I can easily take on this Medicham. Medicham is a psychic fighting type, and Gengar is, of course, poison and ghost. Plus, I haven't used my Gengar in a while, so I've been looking forward to using my Gengar, and I have a bunch of super effective moves. I'm going to utilize Hex to take out this Medicham. Should be a one-hit KO. Wasn't too concerned with my Gengar. I kind of figured my Gengar being extremely powerful, it was going to take out that Medicham. And I get a Luxray level up, even better, and Ace Trainer Zachary is defeated. Now that Ace Trainer Zachary is defeated, I am going to utilize a Super Potion on my Drapion, so Drapion can continue doing its thing. Bag, you're going to utilize a Super Potion or two, probably two. Two seems good. And I can finish off my potions. And full health for my Drapion. Let's continue going this way. Trying to get it to line up correctly. So far it is not. It is not lining up correctly. I'm going to have to go finagle it a little bit more. I'm going to have to finagle this one. And maybe now that works. Doesn't look like I'm getting the bridge that I want. But that's going to give me a bridge back over here. Maybe this moved it around a little bit so I can take on the gym leader. So that's what you got to do. Just move it once, go back over that same bridge, and then you can take on the gym leader. So now we are on to Volkner. And he seems very upset. He has no spark in him. If he beats me, he's going to take on the Elite Four. If I beat him, I'm going to take on the Elite Four because this is the final gym. Let's see who's strong enough to take on the Elite Four. He's going to go with a Raichu right off the bat. I am going to go with my Drapion. So hopefully my Drapion is up for the challenge of this gym. Now the Raichu is at level 46. What I'm going to do is I'm going to poison him. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to one-hit KO. Looks like a Volt Switch, which did a decent amount of damage. A lot more than I thought. Ambipom is coming in. Ambipom is going to take the Toxic to the face. Unfortunate for Ambipom. And it's going to take a little bit of toxic damage. Hopefully my Drapion can do a decent amount. What do I want to use? I'm probably going to utilize... Let's utilize Knockoff. Fake Out is going to make me flinch, and it actually deals a decent amount of damage too. Lucky enough, I do have that poison on Ambipom. Let's utilize Knockoff again. And Ambipom has Thunderbolt. It's really whittling down my Drapion and then paralyzes me, which is going to be extremely bad for me. Luckily enough, I knocked off the berry the Ambipom had, and my poison did finish it off. So utilizing Toxic and then knocked off really worked out in that situation. It allowed for the Ambipom not to utilize its berry, and the poison then finished it off. So that was a nice play for Drapion. Now I'm going to keep my Drapion in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize a heal on it, and hopefully the heal is going to buy me a little bit of time. I need to utilize a full restore, and this is my only full restore, so hopefully it pays off to allow Drapion to continue to fight. What full restore is going to do is it takes away the paralyze and also heals me up. Now, Raichu decided again to utilize Volt Switch, and we got Octillery coming out. Now, Octillery is not an electric type Pokemon, what I want to do is I want to utilize Toxic. I'm going to continue to Toxic his Pokemon because I know I'm not going to be able to 1 or 2 hit KO them. Most likely not. They are pretty powerful, level 47, and my Drapion is only at 51, so I'm not extremely above their levels. So I want to continue to whittle down their health utilizing Poison. And I am going to use Cross Poison, of course, because it is a great stab move for Drapion. Octillery does have some pretty good health. Luckily, I was able to avoid that attack, which really helps out my Drapion. My Drapion already getting beat up by that Volt Switch. So luckily, I am outspeeding that Octillery, and I was able to take it out without having to worry about taking another hit. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if the Raichu comes out again. Drapion grew a level, which is going to make him even more powerful. You can see my special defense on the Drapion isn't great. It's more defensive oriented. So I am taking these special attacks to the face, and my Drapion is not liking it. I'm going to continue. The Raichu is going to come out. It's probably going to utilize Volt Switch again because that's all it's been doing this battle. I'm going to utilize Poison, so whichever Pokemon switches in gets a Toxic to the face. And Volt Switch again, you can see if the Raichu stayed in and utilized, say, Thunderbolt, I probably would be a few hit KO'd to that Raichu. But it is switching out. So I'm going to utilize Toxic. I'm going to poison this Luxray and get that damage off. Now, if I leave in this Drapion, the Drapion is going to faint, no doubt. It's really getting hit hard by these special attacks. I have 28 health. If I heal up my Drapion, there's not going to be much of a point because it's probably going to utilize some form of move that's going to deal a lot of damage to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out Pokemon. And I'm going to utilize... I don't know who I want to utilize. Let's utilize my Machamp to finish off, hopefully finish off the Luxray and the Raichu. Then we get some Machamp gameplay. It is a little bit stronger than my Drapion in terms of level. So Poison is whittling down the Luxray. I do have Dynamic Punch, which is absolutely fantastic. And again, remember, the Luxray had intimidated my Drapion, so it would have been utilizing weaker moves. I don't have the minus attack on my Machamp because it switched in after the Intimidate was used. And now, Gym Leader Volkner is down to only its Raichu. I'm going to keep Machamp in for the final battle. Hopefully, the Raichu does not finish me off. Machamp, like Drapion, doesn't have a great special defense. So hopefully I can finish this off in one hit because my Machamp is a little bit more powerful than my Drapion. I can use Dynamic Punch, which is an absolutely powerful move. Of course, it's a stab move. I have no guard, which allows me to always hit with my Dynamic Punch. And the Raichu is taken out by my Machamp. So there you have it. Gym Leader is defeated. That was a very long gym, but finally, all 8 badges are obtained. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more Pokemon content and do a bunch of other video game videos. So feel free to check those out as well. Until next time, peace.